We understand that these are very trying times for educators as you're all working to engage and educate students who are now at home via e-learning. We invited ViewSonic this morning to join us to demonstrate myViewBoard software, which is a free software that educators can use to engage students. We feel like this software can be very helpful during this time of unprecedented educational changes and challenges. At this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Ben Pearson from ViewSonic, but note that we will be recording the meeting so you can share it with others or review it for your own benefit, and I will email that link to everyone after the meeting has concluded. Ben?
All right, thanks, Craig. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ben Pearson from ViewSonic, and again, we want to thank you so much for sharing part of your day with us. And our hope is that over the next 15 minutes, you'll see some things that inspire you to create digital content for your students at home and their parents. We're going to show you how to download the software and install it. Best of all, there's no serial number or license key needed. In just a few moments, Barry is going to demonstrate how easy it is to use myViewBoard software to enhance your lessons by adding annotations and recording them as a video. Now, as you watch, please use the chat window to post your questions. We will address them after the demonstration. And as Craig stated, this session will be recorded so that you can share it with other people as well. So with that being said, I'd like to pass it over to Barry. She's a ViewBoard certified educator, and she's going to get started.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ben. It was a great
You're welcome.
introduction. First of all, I just want to start out by saying it's so nice to be here with all of you this morning. I see so many teachers on here, and it really makes me feel great to know that teachers are excited to learn new things even during these difficult times. So I'm really happy that we here at ViewSonic that we're able to offer our software for no charge. So if you're home right now and you have your PC, you can easily install the software by just going to myviewboard.com. That's myviewboard.com. Once you're on this site, over on the right-hand side, you'll see that there's a little download icon. So the arrow pointing down, you can just click on that. And from here, you can, with one click, you can begin downloading the software for myViewBoard for Windows. That's what I would recommend on your Windows machine. So after we get off this call, please go ahead and download that software. I've already have it installed on my computer, so I'm just going to open it up here. Okay. All right, so now you can see this is the myViewBoard software. This is a digital whiteboarding software. It's also object-oriented. So you'll see what that means as I show you some of the great highlights in the software. The first thing you're going to notice in the lower right-hand corner is that I can sign into this software using Microsoft or Google, but we don't need to actually sign in to do everything that I'm going to show you today. So for today, I'm just going to X out of that first. All right, now we're in the software, and as I said, it is digital whiteboarding, so I'm just going to pick up my pen, and I'm just going to show you the first tool I want to share with you, and that is our Windows toggle. All right, when I click on the Windows toggle tool, it brings me out to whatever was last open on my desktop. So that happens to be the myviewboard.com website where you downloaded the software. Now, as teachers, I know that you have tons of resources that you're already comfortable using. And right now, during these difficult times, I don't want you to have to learn a ton of new things. I want to take what you already have and be able to use that for your students tomorrow or even later today. So I know that I'm sure that if you're like me, you have a ton of Google Slides or PowerPoints. So what's really nice is that I'm just opening up this PowerPoint. I have all of my tools right here floating on top of my Google Slides. Now remember, I'm showing you Google Slide, but I could also be doing this over a PhET simulation, a PowerPoint, a PDF. It doesn't matter, but I do have all of these tools. So right now I'm just going to go into present mode so my students can see this full screen. And as you can see, I can easily just advance the slides. And so now I'm on the page where I want to really show off all of the tools. So I have the ability to annotate and do anything on this page right now because I have this floating toolbar. So from here, the first thing I want to do for my students, since this is a word problem, I want to identify the key features of the word problem. So I'm going to use my highlighter to show my students that we're talking about 4/5 of a mile. And now we want to talk about how many times the students are actually running. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to circle the number 6. So now we have the key features of this problem, but really, so now you can see that I can annotate on top of anything, but since our students are home, how do I actually get them to see what I'm doing? So what I would do is record this session. So coming back over here to our toolbar, you'll notice that there's a little screen recorder right there. I'm going to click on that and just click on the video camera. What you're going to notice is that in the lower right-hand corner, a pop-up window appears. Over here is where I can simply click on the record button, and I'm going to choose just the standard HD so that all my students will have access to this later as an MP4. So now I'm just going to select record, and I get a countdown, 3, 2, 1. I now know that I'm recording because I still have this little floating toolbar which I can move over, and I get that little red flashing light letting me know that I'm currently recording my screen. So now for my students, I want to model this problem. So what I'm going to do here is simply click on the shape tool, and I'm going to choose to be a circle. I'm going to make one circle here and click back to being a select tool. I'm going to move it over. It's a little big because I need to get in 6 because I have that number highlighted. So one of the tools, remember that I said this is an object-oriented software, and so I can actually divide this circle into segments. So I'm going to use the segment tool right here, oops, and make it into fifths. All right, so now that I have 1, I actually need to get 6. So I'm simply going to go back to my select tool, clicking on selecting the entire object, and now I'm going to copy it. Copying it again. And remember, we need 6, so I have to copy it a few more times. I'm modeling for my students. My students are watching this as a video at home in front of their screen. All right, so now that I have 6 of my circles, I can come back in, go back to the shape tool, and now I'm going to color in the 4/5. So I'm just going to pick up the paint bucket. I'm going to choose a better color, go back to orange, and now I'm going to select the 4/5. All right, choosing a different pen color simply by clicking 2 times on the pen. And now I'm going to count for my students. So now I have 4, 8, 16. Oh, sorry about that, but that's okay. I can just pick up my eraser and just erase here. It's fine to make mistakes. And 24. So now I know the fraction here is 24/5, and obviously we can simplify that. So now I have all these annotations on the screen. My students are following along, but I want to advance to the next page so that they can go deeper into this lesson. So all I need once again is going back to the eraser. This time I'm going to select the trash can and remove all of the notes. Clicking back on my mouse, I can now advance to the next slide. At this time, I'm going to stop the recording. I now know that I'm recording, and you can see here that I have a preview of the video. I'm simply going to click on the save icon, and I can save this to my PC. I always like to save to my desktop so it's easy for me to find it. I'm not sure. All right, for some reason I'm having trouble. I think it's actually still downloading. But that basically shows, so I can save this to anywhere on my PC, and then from there I can share that out using whatever LMS that my school uses. At this time, I'm just going to stop the presentation and see if we have any questions.
Hey, Barry, thank you. I don't see any questions, but the video is still rendering.
Thank you.
We did have one that asked what file type it is saved as.
That would be a MP4. So MP4s are very flexible video formats that can be viewed on a variety of devices, such as Chromebooks, iPads, phones. It's a very flexible file format.
Oh, there is a question. I do see the question. Can you save it directly to your Google Drive? That's an excellent question. So when you saw in the beginning of my session, I didn't sign in. However, if I chose to sign in with Google Drive, I then could actually save it to my Google Drive. If you'd like to know more about that, when Craig sends the follow-up email, I'd be happy to assist with that. Or Craig can assist as well. That's a great question. Thank you. Does anyone else have any other questions? I love seeing people's pets in the room with them. It's so sweet. Students can view this on any device. Yes, that is a great question as well. So it is an MP4. So as long as the students can view an MP4, they can see that on any device. And you can upload that to any LMS. So Google Drive, if you're using Google Classroom, Canvas, anything like that, or just posting it onto a website.
And I will add here that most students, most LMS have an app available that they could be encouraged to download to their phones or devices if that's what they're using.
Students will, when we're doing it as a video, students will not be able to manipulate anything on their screen since it is just a video. We do have other solutions that allow for that, but for the purpose of this session, we were just talking about recording our screen, annotating on top, and then sending that out to the students. But as I said, Craig and I and my team are all available to assist moving if you have further questions. Thanks for the question.
Well, I think we're trying to follow good educational practice and give good wait time here. I guess that would be, if there are any other questions at this time, this is, or because we're going to go ahead and end the meeting unless Ben, you guys have something else to add to what we've shown them so far.
No, I think this is great. Barry, I really appreciate you showing everybody how easy it is to use myViewBoard software to create recordings of your lessons. I think that a picture's worth 1,000 words, but if you can provide a video to your students modeling what you're teaching, then I think it's going to go a really long way. So if, as a follow-up, the email that Craig sends out, please just respond if you'd like to learn more, and we'd certainly be happy to help you along the way.
Yes, I was going to say thank you for joining us, and that we will send an email that will actually have a link back to the recording. I hope everyone has a safe week. We have another session tomorrow, Thursday at 10, if you would like to encourage others to attend. And within the email that we send out, we'll have some additional information if you'd like to get a little more in depth with myViewBoard and its capabilities. But thanks, everyone.
Thanks so
a
much.
bunch.